Yeah, I think that's the story of the game. I thought Maryland did an outstanding job on the offensive glass, and we didn't match their intensity or discipline. And they got 70 shots in the game versus our 59. So when you give a good team like Maryland 11 more shots, they're probably going to win.
How much do you need in those moments for also and kind of really step up on the boards, and what can you do when they're out?
Yeah, I think obviously it's sort of they really crash aggressively with everybody, so it's a team effort, and I just think collectively we didn't get it done, and their effort was really good, and ours wasn't good enough, and so give them credit, and we certainly can identify where we needed to be better today.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we're at our best when we can spread the scoring around, and we didn't quite get that today, and I thought Jaloni and Chance both had pretty good offensive games, but if you've looked at our season and our box scores, our best games have been when we've had multiple people in double figures, and we just didn't quite have it today. Yeah, I thought we got a lot of really good looks, but we didn't finish, we didn't make shots, and so and Maryland did, especially late. They were getting offensive multiple opportunities, and especially some of those threes. Oftentimes the best threes you can get are off offensive rebounds are hard to match up against, and so they got open shots, and they made them, and we didn't make enough. So I'll give them credit.
And then the final 30 seconds there felt a little bit hectic with, I guess a bunch of shots going up. Did it feel like maybe players were kind of lacking some poise down the stretch there? I guess what did you see in the final
Well, no, I think we had our chances. I really do. I thought Evie made a big shot. We got to the free throw line a couple times, and I think we had our opportunities. The ball just didn't go in for us. To their credit, they're very aggressive and relentless on the boards, and we knew that going in. And I thought we were fine in the first half with our rebounding, but we kind of broke down in the second half, and they really made us pay. I told the players, hey, we got to learn from this, because we're destined to repeat some of our failures today if we don't learn. At the same time, we got to quickly get on to the next game, because we play a red hot Minnesota team on the road on Wednesday night, and so let's learn. Let's get back in the gym tomorrow, get better, get prepared for the next game, and that's sort of the story of being in the Big Ten. You play so many great teams, and how you handle adversity like this goes a long way to how your season's going to go. And I think our entire team, we showed great competitive character. We fought and scratched and clawed till the very end, to the very last second. And I think Jaloni and Kenny were both a big part of that. And they're elite competitors first and foremost. And I think that's something that makes them both very special.
Have a young group take a punch like they did. They're up 19 and take a punch, they're down 7 or 8, and they can come back and fight like that. What does that say about this group?
Yeah, I think it speaks to Jaloni and Chance and the people who we look in Kennedy that we look to as leaders on the floor, and I think they did a good job kind of keeping people together and making sure our execution stayed at a level where we could get shots, and we did. We got opportunities down the stretch, and we made a few to give ourselves a chance. We just didn't quite make enough, but like I said, I think when your chemistry is good and your players like each other, they like playing together, and they're going to fight for each other, and we did do that, and we just weren't quite good enough. I think there's very specific things in this game, especially revolving around rebounding, that we need to learn from. And then, I think the more games, though, that are close and challenging like this, all of our young players just gain more valuable experience, and hopefully that will pay dividends as the season continues to go on. But hey, we had our chances, and we didn't necessarily capitalize. And like I said, I think though the bigger picture was our rebounding and the amount of shots they got on second chance, the amount of points they got on second chance points. I think everything points to that. Really.
You and Brenda go back way back to the MAC days. And
Yeah.
It just seems like all these meetings are, the pure six balls, for lack of a better term. Just what is it about this rivalry and when you two coach against each other?
Ever since they've been in the Big Ten, it's like we've had so many. First of all, they have a great program, and they've had sustained success, and it's just not easy to do. And Brenda and her staff, they always do an amazing job recruiting. They really get the right kids on their team, and they fill out the roster in a really incredible way. And then they play hard and do all the right things. But we've had a lot of really meaningful games with them over the years, and it's been fun. Like I said, I've known Brenda since I've been in coaching, which is now in 30-something years, and she's done an amazing job at Maryland, and we have great respect for her program. We also enjoy the games that Big Ten championships were on the line and things like that, and I think the rivalry will continue to be very respectful but spirited, and today was another one of those games that went down to the wire.
Is this one of those where you'd still like to meet twice a year?
Yeah, I think it's probably so. I mean, I think it's certainly good TV. You can usually count on that, and I think even when we played them in College Park, it was a great game. We got down, we came back, and Jaloni went crazy at the end and played so well, and then we had such a back and forth game today, and so I don't know. They don't really ask me my opinion on that stuff anymore, but I do value this rivalry because of my respect for their program, and I think it is good for the league.
Thank you, Coach.
How much did that change up what you guys were able to do?
Yeah, I think it changed it up a lot. I think they were banking on other people to score and get going. But once we started getting us, I think we made it easier on them for us, me and Lonnie, just standing. So once we started moving and getting the ball around and tried to get other people easy looks, that's the best we can do. And we got the best looks we can do. I was just coming to the game with confidence and letting it fly, honestly. Had a good practice, couple good practices all week. So just coming to the game confident. We can't win the game if I'm not doing and being aggressive. So that's kind of just where I came into the game.
Not to let up. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Not letting up. We had a good run in the first half, and we just kind of let them have the game.
Frustrating, I guess, is that when you guys are forcing missed shots, but you can't come up with the rebound.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. It's something we focused on all week. It was an emphasis, and we know that the offensive rebound, we know that it's a liability for us because of how small we play sometimes. So literally just couldn't come up with the ball to save our lives. So it is what it is.